Good afternoon, viewers, and welcome to a very special episode of Lockdown Musings. This time I am going international from the comfort of my home. If you have watched the earlier episodes, you will know that News Karnataka is connecting with a lot of people from within India, bringing you insights into various aspects of the lockdown: economics, personal finances, holiday productivity, and so on. But India is not the only country in lockdown, which seems a prettier word for lockup. And Indians are everywhere. And I've invited three of them to this episode: young, energetic, and aspirational, to share their ideas. Now, they will speak to us from their lockups, if I may use the word, in Ireland, Poland, and Australia. Two in one continent perhaps, and another continent far away. But they're all in the same position that we are in. They are under lockdown, and some of them are working from home, and some of them are working at home too. I would like to hear their perspectives of their life in their respective countries where they are staying. And also, it's also a youngster's perspective of how they look at the lockdown. Now, guys, I suggest you introduce yourselves. You can save a lot of time, and then share your thoughts. The theme being flattening the curve versus fattening the curve. Bradley, you go first, as you are second only to A in the alphabet. So it's over to you, Bradley.
All right, thank you. That was a good introduction. Yeah, it's been let's say a difficult 3 weeks, but I've survived. My wife hasn't killed me yet, so that's point number one, I suppose. So hi, my name is Jarryd Fernandes. Originally from Mangalore, but I have been living in Dublin over the last 5 years, working in a large multinational company in the IT field. And yeah, happy to be here, happy to provide any perspective I can, and looking forward to this.
Hello everyone, I'm Jarryd Fernandes, a manager with Deloitte Australia working in the audit and assurance space. I mainly look after clients in the financial services, providing external audit, advisory and accounting services. Similar to Bradley, I'm also from Bangalore, and I'm happy to be here to give my experience during this lockdown.
Hi, my name is Vivek, and I work with a very large outsourcing company out here in Poland, and I look after the learning and development department out here. And I'm glad to be joining this session, and I look forward to the questions that Brian has for us.
Okay, Bradley, you go first. I'm not going to put any questions to you. I just want your perspective of the lockdown that you are enjoying. I've used the word enjoying. I'm not sure about it. I'm using the word enjoying in Ireland. So I hand over the stage to you. Let's see what you have to say.
Yeah, so at first I can't say I was enjoying it. I'm typically somebody who loves to be outside the house, in any which way you look at it. But over the last, let's say, week or so, I've kind of realized that I'm starting to like the isolation, if I may use the word. I've played more Ludo in the last 3 weeks than I've played in my life, and I've put on about 3 kilograms in the last 3 weeks. So it's all good news. I'd say. I know the government has put in place these measures for a reason, and I think it's a perspective that matters. And I think if we look at this positively, it's working well, I suppose. I'll leave it to the others to give their perspective.
Yeah. What about you, Jarryd?
So for me, this pandemic has brought about its own set of challenges. Similar to you, Bradley, I love to be in the outdoors, but not the partying type. But in terms of working wise, I like talking to my clients and my team members alike. But given this current situation, I've had to adapt really quickly to the new virtual way of working. It has definitely been a challenge dealing with many stakeholders over a phone call and Zoom meetings, when previously it would have been a quick pit stop to their offices or checking in with teams with questions just around the desk. But since working remotely over the last couple of weeks, I've had the opportunity to space out my day and been able to sneak in a bit of personal time, and therefore, ensure that there's a little bit of work-life balance. And also it helps the mind to be more focused as opposed to sitting in front of a screen. I've also had a chance to keep in touch with friends and family alike, but uh, I've also learned to develop my culinary skills, and I can say it's going well.
Okay, we'll come back to that, Jarryd. Your culinary skills, we'll come back to that. But Vivek, how's it going in Poland?
Well, for the record, let me say this, that there is no shortage of toilet paper, as much as, those of us coming from Asia and Southeast Asia sort of are concerned that, folks out here in Europe do things differently. For the record, there is no shortage. However, having said that, maybe a little bit on, the before and the after of this entire experience. So before, life was normal in the sense that uh, this whole epidemic sort of started at a time when people were looking forward to spring, yeah, in this March, April, May kind of season. But now everyone's locked indoors, so everyone's experiencing spring from the comfort of their homes. Not the best way. But if I were to look at how life has changed after, uh, let me call out a few points. Number one, the sale of non-essential items like makeup has significantly reduced. People are refusing to come on camera because they are afraid that they will not be recognized. Parents want the kids out of their house very soon, so they are very religiously following all the rules out here. But actually, more on a serious note, I think there is a newfound respect for people who are providing essential services like, the public transport, the residential maintenance services, and all of these guys. So I hope that this experience gives all of us and those in power uh, the chance to sort of fix things for them, so that we are all in a better position once this experience ends.
I'm going to take it further a little more deeper, and let me start with Bradley. You have been upskilling yourself both at home and in your skills, your academic skills, perhaps. That's what I gather from you. Can you tell us a little more about that? And one more thing is, emotionally, how are you dealing with it? I guess you're married.
You guessed right.
And you all have been together 24 hours a day for 24/7 as NDTV. What is their tagline? NDTV 24/7. Go ahead, Bradley.
Yeah, the fact that I'm sitting in front of you means I'm still alive. She hasn't killed me. It's working well. That's the best I'll say. From an academic perspective, yes, I have. I was actually thinking of doing a degree even before the whole COVID situation started. But I was looking at it more from a traditional, let's attend college on a weekend. I was looking at it from that perspective. But early on, I think early this year, January, February, I then decided to move towards an online learning degree. I can say it worked out well now because the traditional colleges have now closed, and I'm actually going to be starting my MBA program next month. So in a time where most students, full-time students, aren't able to attend college because of the situation, I think it's a real blessing that I've been able to be admitted into a college that's offering me an MBA program completely online and completely on my own time. So I think it's something for all of us to think about. We do have the extra time on our hands, and we need to use it in the best possible way.
Jarryd, let me just come back to you. You mentioned culinary skills, but I think your mom staying with you is what you told me just before the interview. And your culinary skills are transferred to her or transferring from her to you? I'd like to know that. And can you just give us a recipe? Something that's your favorite.
To answer your first question, yes, mom's around, and she's spending a bit of time here with me before she heads back to India, and hoping that the lockdown gets lifted as early as possible. In terms of culinary skills, it should be the other way around, where mom's transferring all her skills to me. But during this lockdown, I've been looking up recipes on YouTube and recipe books just to take my mind off work. I use that as an opportunity to de-stress, and also in the bargain, it helps giving mom a break. And though she is very very supportive, even though my food may taste I'm not too sure whether it tastes up to her liking or not, but she's been very positive about it. In terms of recipes, I would refrain from giving a recipe because my process is always a trial and error method. So I would suggest looking up YouTube, or Google is your best friend, and this is an opportunity for everyone out there during this lockdown to try and experience another side of themselves.
Okay, I would suggest that you follow the trial method rather than the error method, because then perhaps your mom may not get used to your cooking. Vivek, you have a cat at home, is what I heard. And how is that helping you?
Yes. Well, it's helping in an awesome way. In fact, for some reason, the guy actually seems to know when I feel it low, and he'll come, he'll scratch my leg, or he'll sort of try to get my attention, and he demands that I carry him and I play with him. In fact, I think most of us may have realized that while the work from home was always a desirable perk, I think what we've realized is that in this new work from home, we seem to be doing longer hours and there's more demands on us. So this guy, he does a very good job of reminding me to take a break off and on. Let me see if I can give you a quick view of where he is. I hope he's not doing anything that he shouldn't be doing on camera. And I think that's where you see him. He's resting now, grabbing, maybe the 40th percent of his 16-hour sleep for the day. But on a lighter note, I conduct a lot of webinars for our employees out here, and he actually joins me on the webinars, and he seems to help me improve the feedback that I'm getting from all the participants. So I definitely recommend having a pet.
It's actually been a very wonderful conversation, and I'm not sure whether it's possible. I gather that all of you do sing a song. Is it possible for you all to wind up the conversation with a small song for us? It's going to be
You're putting us on the spot here.
I always put people on the spot. That's my job.
That's
I will. So I put you all in a spot because Zoom has got transmission delays, and I'm sure you will not be able to coordinate your song that well. But I know that you have a song, and you're going to play that for us, and here it is. So thank you very much, Bradley. That was lovely, and I'm sure our viewers are going to enjoy both what you said and what you sang. Bradley, Jarryd, and Vivek, to wherever you are, stay safe, stay at home, and enjoy the lockdown. We'll see you again for another episode sometime soon. Thank you very much, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you very much.